1, 2, and 3. And you don't have to do a formal Gaussian elimination method here to solve this, okay? Use some kind of combo method that's going to work out nice and easy for you. Well, I think it's fairly easy to see that if I add equations 2 and 3, I can eliminate b right away. So I get 0 equals 4a plus 2c, okay? And then from equation 1, I've got negative 1 equals a plus c. Okay, and I need to solve these two. And I can solve these two by multiplying this by negative 2. So the two equations that I will have are 0 equals 4a plus 2c. Multiply this equation by negative 2. I get 2 equals negative 2a minus 2c. If I add the equations now, I get 2 equals 2a. C disappears, so a is equal to 1. If a is equal to 1, then c is equal to negative 2 from this equation here. Okay? All right? That leaves me with b, and I can choose any one of these equations. Say if I choose this equation here, by plugging in, I get 0 equals 2 plus b minus 2, so b is equal to 0. Okay? So your final answer is this is equal to 1 over x. Okay? C is negative, so it's negative 2 over x squared plus 1. Okay? Let's go ahead and check this on the side here. I'm going to combine these two guys. So I get x squared plus 1 minus 2x all over x times x squared plus 1. And upstairs I get x squared. Ooh, I did smoke here, didn't I? I did smoke, so we need to pause here. I'm going to pause here, go look at my work, and then clean up. Okay, this is going to be take 2. I made a mistake very early on in this business, and so I got to redo, and that's okay. So I smoked, I found my smoking, I'm fixing it, doing it over again, and doing it right, hopefully this time. If not, do one more time. Okay. So the lesson here is perseverance. Okay, perseverance. So need to go erase all this stuff. All this thing is pretty is not right because I made a mistake in the very first step. Okay, very first step. Okay, let's just go ahead and clean this up. God, I wish the eraser was better. Okay. Need to clean all this thing up. Yeah, the mistake was in this very first line here. Okay, so this should have been a times x squared plus 1. This guy should have been bx squared plus cx. Okay, bx squared plus cx. I forgot to times everything by x. All right, so killing method might work. Yeah, it might be easy. If I put x equals 0. Oh, my. Yes, I'm recording. Give me a minute. I need to clear my throat. And so if I put x equals 0 on my left hand side, I get minus 1. On the right hand side, I get a. This guy gets killed. This guy gets killed. So a is minus 1. Nice and quick. If I put x equals 1 on the left hand side, I get 0. Equals a is negative 1. So that's going to be negative 1 times 2 plus b plus c, okay, which means that b plus c is equal to 2. If I put x equals negative 1 on my left hand side, I get 0 is equal to negative 1 times 2. That's a b, and that's a negative c. So here are my two other equations that I need to solve for b and c. So I get b plus c is equal to 2, b minus c is equal to 2 as well. Okay, b plus c is 2, b minus c is 2. If I add these two equations, I get 2b is equal to 4, so b is equal to 2, not like 0 I had originally. And then c is equal to, so if I put this, c is equal to 0. So then this guy really becomes negative 1 over x plus 2 over x squared plus 1. Is this giving me the right thing now? So if I combine these two, I get minus x squared minus 1 plus 2x squared all over x times x squared plus 1. And this indeed gives me, this is equal to x squared minus 1 all over x times x squared plus 1. So not smoking this time. Okay? Alright, so that's partial fractions. And there's one more example that's for you to do. Okay, so work this out, and I expect this to be in part of your notes. So notice that this is a repeated linear factor. Okay, so let me just give you a hint that this is what it's going to look like. Okay. Well, first of all, notice that the degree of the denominator is 1 less than the numerator, so you need to do long division. Okay, you need to do long division. So this guy is going to be equal to x to the 4th. You need to 4 this guy. This guy is x cubed minus 3x squared plus 3x minus 1. So you need to do long division here first. Okay, or you need to do long division first, and then work on the partial fractions part for the remainder. Okay. So I'll let you finish this off in your notes, okay? And so that's the end of 7.3 partial fractions.